Focus on being heart-centered. We are very pleased to announce a brand new alliance that we have with the 10th Density Sirian Collective that is very interested in the evolution of consciousness there on planet Earth. Like us, they see the potential within all of you to go much further, to access much more of who you really are, and they also want to help you. With this collaboration that we have established, there is more energy being sent right now to your heart centers. We and the Sirians believe that getting you to focus on the center of your heart is the way to advance your consciousness the most quickly and easily. We know that as you tune in to who you really are as source energy beings, it becomes easier for you to then act, speak, and think accordingly. We have ways of sending these energies directly to each individual on your planet, and we have the permission of your higher selves to do so. We also want you to know that a big part of the shift in consciousness there on Earth is about moving from your head to your heart. It is about becoming less mind-orientated and more heart-centered. And you get there by remembering who you really are, which is truly unconditional love. As you project that love out, as you emanate your essence to the rest of humanity, you see the effects that you can have on your fellow humans and the entire planet. You are also sending out a beacon to the ETs in physical form who do want to connect with those of you who are heart-centered, and who have taken that next step in their spiritual evolution. Now, one of the ways in which you can help to enhance this experience is to let go of thoughts. The less time you are spending ruminating in your head about something that has happened or could happen, and the more time you spend centering your consciousness in your heart center, the easier it will be for you to feel those gentle tugs that we make at your heartstrings. We will also be presenting you with more opportunities to love, with the cooperation of your spirit guides and your higher selves, of course. We know that all of you remembering who you really are is far more significant than any of you gaining access to free energy or medbeds. It is far more significant than any event or solar flash could be. This is how you initiate your own ascension. This is how you become your higher self right now in real time. There is no need to wait. There is nothing that needs to happen outside of you. You are there to save yourselves and save each other, and you can only do that when you are in the place of compassion, forgiveness, and unconditional love, and these all exist within your heart space. This is what we and our Sirian friends know, and that is why from our perspective, anchoring you more into your hearts is the real game changer that is needed there on Earth. This is what will change the level of consciousness there to such an extent that problems you have had there on Earth for a long time will simply vanish. It will be as if they never existed, and it will come to pass. Because more people rediscovered the truth of who they really are by entering into the chamber of their own heart and feeling for their essence, an essence that they are destined to become and to realize in every moment of their existence. Why not now? Why not start with you and your heart and then let the energies that we are sprinkling upon you do what they do to amplify the experience to such an extent that you are rooted there forevermore? It is always our desire to present you with the choices, opportunities, and options that will give you what it is that you really want, and in good timing as well. We want you all to feel how much is available to you right now, to feel into the various timelines that you have in front of you. We also want you to know that just as you do not have to wait for an event, a solar flash, full disclosure, free energy, or the landing of ships to bring you into a higher state of consciousness, you also do not have to wait for your fellow humans to start cleaning up their collective act. There will always be a version of the human collective around you, and whichever collective you are experiencing is there to reflect to you your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and vibration. Therefore, you always have the ability to change what you see out there, and you do not have to do it by reaching millions of people with your ideas or teachings. You do it by shifting within you the vibration that you are offering, and that changes everything. It changes which future you meet, which people you come into contact with. It changes the world and everything that is happening in the world. So if you feel despair when you look out at what is going on there on earth, then realize that you are looking at the mirror that you need to be looking into at that moment. You are seeing exactly what you need to see to trigger you, to inspire you, and to reflect to you what it is that is going on inside of you. When you are at peace, when you are in a state of joy, when you are offering love to your fellow humans, you will eventually see that reflected back to you, and that is the tricky part for all of you. If you do not get immediate results, some of you quickly give up. If you do not get the results you want, you tend to give up as well. When you are shifting your internal vibration by feeling it, because you know that it is the only way for you to feel the way you want to feel, then doing that work is its own reward. Just being happy is its own reward. You do not then need to manifest a collection of happy circumstances to show you how happy you are. That is the easy way, but it is not the way that gives you the greatest opportunity for spiritual growth and evolution. That is why the time lag exists there on earth in your density. The time lag between the thought and the manifestation of that thought. You need it so that you will continue doing what you need to do, in order to vibrate in the frequency that is best for you and for everyone around you. That is what you went to earth for, to have a series of incarnations. You want to master offering a higher vibration despite everything, despite whatever circumstances were in your life and in the world around you. Keep focusing inwardly, and you will not be able to make a misstep. You will be so aware of what you are feeling that you will know that you need to shift that energy. You need to let go of that which has you in a state of tension, angst, sadness, despair, aloneness, or whatever it is you are feeling. In this way you can find the love that is within you at all times. It is always there. It is always waiting to be discovered. And sometimes you will even give yourselves a nice catalyst to make yourselves aware of the love that is within you. However, you then have to choose it. You have to make the choice that serves you, and it is not always the easy choice, because everyone and everything out there in the physical realm is not always so lovable. However, when they are not being so lovable, that is precisely when you know that they need love the most. That is another tricky part of your existence there on earth. However, you are all up for this. You all knew what you were getting into, and you are all very accomplished at doing it, because all of you have existed on higher density planes already. You are going back to where you came from. When you are having a moment of déjà vu, that is your reminder that you have been here before. You are going back to the higher density planes, back to Source, back to the truth of who you really are as unconditional love. And there is no better journey in the entire universe, so you might as well start enjoying it now. We often talk about action and how you are moving into a time when there will be much less of it needed, because you will be operating as energetic beings who have mastered the offering of a vibration. That does eliminate the need for much of the actions that you take. However, there are always steps you can take to become more enlightened, to become more of your true whole selves, and to move you closer to Source. Many of you know what those steps are and often intend to take them. You intend to step up to the higher, more elevated state of consciousness that those of you who are awake want to be in. There is a time for sitting still and doing nothing. Then there are times when you have to make a decision about an action, and those are the times we are referring to here. We have noticed that more and more of you are stepping up to take necessary action that enhances your experience of who you are. Now there are some actions that are unique to you as an individual that you know serves you well to take. And then there are actions that serves everyone to take, steps that will always bring you closer to Source, closer to who you truly are. We are talking about the action of self-care. eating what you know feels good in your body, giving yourselves the time that you need to rest, to receive. We are talking about the step of spending more time connecting to Mother Earth and Mother Nature. We are talking about reaching out to those who are in your life, and who you know you need to speak to or communicate with in some way. These are major steps for all of you towards enlightenment. They are very simple. They are easy to do once you initiate them, once you get the ball rolling, so to speak. We also consider meditation an action, in the sense that you often must stop doing one thing and move to a location where you know you can meditate, where you know you will not be disturbed. And that action, that step towards a meditative state, is very important to all of you. It is like stating to the universe, I matter. This is something I know is good for me, so I will do it. Conscious breathing can also be seen as necessary action when you are not meditating, because it involves a certain amount of intent. It involves you going beyond the involuntary act of breathing and making it a voluntary act. Do these things and see how your life transforms. Pay attention to the nudging you are getting from within to move in these directions, and realize that as you do, you feel the immediate results. You gift yourself something that no one else can gift you. When you are the giver and the receiver, you are completing a loop, a cycle, and you become the whole version of yourselves that you know you want to be and need to be in order to ascend. We know that we are more powerful when you unite with other collectives from across the galaxy. We even seek to partner up with collectives in the higher density planes, and part of the reason why we do it is because connecting is fun. Collaborating allows us to experience more. We welcome different perspectives, different energies, and different vibrations, and we suggest that you all approach the diversity that you have there on Earth in the same way. We suggest that you seek to partner up with your fellow humans, and not just with ETs, non-physical collectives, archangels, ascended masters, and other non-physical collectives. After all, there is power in numbers, and sometimes you do need to see something you have been looking at from an entirely different angle. We also recommend you pay attention to how you feel when you are connecting with another person or group of people, and notice how you feel when you are taking in someone else's perspective and trying it on for size. Something that you read or hear might appeal to your logical mind. It may make sense to you. However, if your gut is telling you to move away from this piece of information, this perspective, then by all means set it aside and then go and do your processing so that you can get back to the clarity that you normally have within you. You can seek to collaborate, to come together with others, and still use your inner guidance to tell you whether this person or this group is appropriate for you, is a match to you vibrationally. This is a good skill to have when you are on the brink of more extraterrestrial contact, which you are. You want to have stretched that muscle, the one that tells you when you are moving towards something you do want or moving towards something you do not want. Again, sometimes you are required to veto the very logical mind that tells you that this person has all the credentials, has written all the books, or your mind could be telling you that this organization has been around for a very long time, and they have done much good. However, your gut does not lie. And even if you did err on the side of caution, so what? Who cares? What we are saying to you is that you have a unique opportunity to be collaborating and co-creating with other humans. And we are also saying to you that you still require to use your inner guidance to tell you which humans and which groups are the right ones for you. Now, certainly there is nothing wrong with learning by doing. Even if you do go against your gut and you get involved in something, you will be able to get out. And then you will remember that feeling in your gut that was telling you this was not the right group for you to collaborate with. We do not have to worry about that in the 9th density. There are no hidden agendas here. We feel the sincerity of all the collectives that we come in contact with because of our highly attuned ability to feel. We only have that highly attuned sensitivity to go by, and we urge you to use your sensitivity to come together with those who are awake, who want to be of service, who can help you co-create the world you want to be living in right now. You can do this. You have that sensitivity. You have that inner guidance. As previously mentioned, even a misstep here or there will not be a fatal error. It will be a learning experience. We want you to all seek out those partnerships that you know will serve you and serve humanity, because humankind needs more visionaries, more individuals who are seeking community and seeking other perspectives to give them a more well-rounded experience of life there on planet Earth. We have been through so many different processes, teachings, exercises, meditations, and different ways of knowing ourselves as source energy beings in physical bodies, and that is essentially what you are all there on Earth to discover. You are there to discover how to be source energy in a physical body, how to represent source in the physical. You are there to know yourselves as gods in flesh. We have begun to study the tendencies that you all have there on Earth. You tend to move in a certain direction as a collective, and then you tend to move back in the opposite direction, as though you were getting a feel for all of the different ways you could take yourselves as a society, as a collective of humans. There are, of course, some of you who will always go against the waves that the rest of humanity is on, and we are speaking to that group right now. We are addressing the ones who have enough awareness to see the trends, to feel into them and to decide that you are going to go in your own direction. You do not do it to be rebellious or to get attention. You do not do it just to be different or contrary. You do it because you are following your hearts. You are following your feelings, and right now the way to move, to be of the greatest service to humanity, is directly up. You are ready to move above the discourse and the discord that is there on Earth at this time. You are the ones to rise above it all, and to see that taking sides pits you against half of yourself. We told you in our previous message that the next month's energies we have been preparing for you are all about reminding you that you are Source, getting you to feel it and embody it. That means that there is no division within you. There is no need for you to choose a side and to say that you are for this thing and against that thing. You are the ones who can see the beauty in it all and still rise above it and still see it for what it is. The situation on Earth at this time is all about a thought that Source had, and that thought that Source had was and is what would happen if we were divided against ourselves. You are there living out that dream of Source, that illusion. You are pretending that you do not love each other to bits because you all really do. And those of you who can realize that this is all just that thought that Source had, can also realize that inevitably you all come back together. It must happen. You are all walking each other back to Source, back to where it all started. You can do it consciously by deliberately rising above the fray, or you can do it kicking, screaming and protesting. It is up to you. You are the ones who will raise the consciousness of the human collective, and you will invite others to join you in the beauty that is this reality, this thought of Source. Remember, you are the thinker of that thought, and you are masquerading as the thought at the same time. Maybe then, just maybe, you will not get so attached to any of it, and in that letting go you will rise up, and you will take all who resonate with your vibration with you. Many of you broke free from the 3D paradigm at a very young age, and you have been doing remarkable work since you were born into your physical body. Others of you have had a more circular path to getting where you are now, to being in that fully awakened state. It does not matter how long it takes. It does not matter what you experience before you awaken. What really matters is that you are awake, because it is only from that awakened state that you can see the bigger picture. You can see that there is more going on there on Earth right now than what makes the headlines. You can feel the energies coming in to support and heal humanity at this time. You will be connecting with more of your soul family members sooner than you think. You are uniting as the awakened collective because you know how powerful you are when united. Those of you who are truly awake have been able to rise above the polarity of politics. You have been able to rise above the us versus them mentality and the victim-perpetrator model. You are ready to experience the oneness that will be such a big part of the fifth density experience, and you are the ones to lead the rest of humanity with your wisdom, compassion, unconditional love, and with the knowing that no matter what it looks like there on earth at this time, you are moving in the right direction. You are forever on the upward spiral, and we are here to continue to invite you into the higher vibrational realm, where we can do so much more than you can even imagine. Te wana, tawa, te awa.